Here's something that's not said on YouTube anywhere.
Okay.
MGTOW claims not just one person I'm talking about here, many, many, many people I've heard with this impression, they get it from maybe a few, which is feminism and its gynocentrism are at the top of the ruler's heap of power, and it stops there. They go, women are getting in power, and they make all the big channels, and they don't think that there's a deep state of primarily men who
I see.
support feminism, who planted the seed of radical feminism.
Because they need someone to be a shield.
Well,
to catch the shit.
That is definitely a plus.
Okay.
But I think the main part would be because they know that we want to stay in power and we want to be able to farm humans forever. We want to be able to exploit them for them to work as hard as they can and give us as much as they're willing and not fight us and not challenge us.
Okay.
We can't do that if the smartest among them are able to, through the internet, spread ideas primarily through, well, comedy is a great way to spread it, but spread ideas that are convincing to sheep. And that they go, oh my gosh, right, that is a better idea than what I'm doing. Oh, that is a better belief than what I have. I will now adopt that. Oh, it is okay to accept new information and evidence that comes in your direction you weren't aware of and change your mind. That's okay. Like, they can't have that.
No.
So it's in their interest for everybody to, A, be dependent on the government in some way, shape, or form through either a paycheck or a medical condition, or just survival and to make rent, or B, to have a low IQ, because low IQ people don't challenge authority, or both. So a lot of MGTOW types, they are able to hold on to, ultimately government is good, ultimately the Constitution is right, and it's okay for people to write rules that can send you to prison for people who live 240 years in the future from when you live. That's all. I've been in the military, or I've worked for the government, or my family and loved ones have, and so I can't let go of that and recognize that the government is the source of all evil, and the people who are most interested in taking away all your freedom, they can cling to the Constitution and still face the reality of feminism if they separate the two.
Right.
And so they go, oh no, government's totally separate. Oh no, it's women. It's because majority of voters are women, barely, that we have this and that it's gotten this bad. When what we're saying is, no, sweetheart, that's not the bottom of the barrel. If you dig a little bit deeper down the rabbit hole, you will find men in deep state government power positions who are actually supporting this to the degree where if they didn't support it, it would not come about.
Right.
You can't get 2% of the minority, which is what trans and gay people, to have the kind of squeaky wheel they have unless that's supported through a lot of funds and a lot of media, which is the fourth branch of government. Everybody knows that media might as well be the fourth fucking branch of government. So that's what I want to get out there that I don't hear out there on YouTube. MGTOW are like, it's feminism. No. You just don't want to face the fact that your military service was bullshit for evil empire and that your friends died for nothing, that your medals are worthless, and that you don't get the status of a lot of pussy that quote-unquote service brings you. Sorry you got to flush that, but that's kind of the reality of it. And you're using logical fallacies to dodge that, by the way. And they just, confirmation bias, man, in the wrong direction.
Right.
That's what I would add to it. And anytime I start to have this conversation, they get fearful that I could be right, which leads to anger, which leads to cut off the conversation. Cut off all communication, which is what they blame radical feminists for doing toward their MGTOW ideas.
It's like, you need to lose your platform because you're saying people are very good at predicting where a conversation's going.
Yeah. They can. That's why interruptions happen.
Yeah, and then suddenly you start making a point, and it's like, I got to stop this sentence from completing
because I can't face that, so I'll interrupt.
It's like, wow, and we've had to call people out for their own good at times. When we were teaching them subjects, we'd be like, listen, we understand what you're going through. We've all been there.
And like I'm just going to bring them out by name. Yeah. What the fuck right now? But this, I love 90% of what TFM puts out. But one thing I really don't like that he does is this type of hypocrisy where, like, he'll have someone, generally speaking, he goes, oh, I don't have debates. I don't challenge people because I don't like it. It's a waste of time, and we just go back and forth. He doesn't see, dude, just give it the fact of trying to change the opponent's mind. You're making this conversation happen to gain the trust of the independent fence sitters that are listening to you.
That's he's looking at it going, I'm not convinced, you're not convinced. And
what's the point?
What's the point?
There's a huge
point. The judge is the audience.
Yeah.
And some people can't and not speaking about him particularly because I don't have enough experience with him to kind of speak on that. But a lot of times when you're debating with someone, they think of themselves as the judge. Well, I'm not convinced. I don't care if you're convinced. It's like, I'm not asking for your approval of my argument. I'm making it. Yeah. If you have no counter, you're out of luck whether you agree or not.
Yeah, right. And so, if you have a counter, I'm all ears.
Yeah, that's true. And that's the problem most people have in discourse is they think of themselves as like, you're trying to convince me. I'm not trying to convince you.
Right.
We are debating this in front of our audience.
Right. and it's really unfortunate because they don't want to. I don't know if he doesn't realize that and so doesn't do it, or if he does realize it and just denies it and lies. But the point is, like, when he does come across someone like, let's say, another content creator with some subscribers who does want to debate him, who does want to challenge him, he's like, no problem. You can call my production manager and set something up on my show. And he won't go outside. He won't meet you on an independent third channel that will not ban anybody from... that will not ban anybody from... will not kick anybody off the...
Right.
Or he won't go to theirs, where they have the power.
Right.
He goes, and he won't even take their direct call and set it up. Oh, you got to talk to my production manager, and then once you can come as a guest on my show to where I can immediately go flush. Now I'm surrounded by my echo chamber who will not challenge me, who only support me and treat me like a god,
and
I can be right.
If I were to see a couple instances of that, I'd be like, unless I see something going on, I'm out, because that's going to turn me off big time.
Yeah. I mean, in essence, because I
never
talk to him,
I'll probably lose a lot of good information because he might have great points, but if he gets rid of anything that's in the way of his points, they look like weak points.
Yeah, that's just what I wanted to say about that. That I don't feel is out there said on YouTube much at all. It's just the amount of lack of civil discourse. The no respect for let's not interrupt each other. Let's only put one issue on the table at a time. Let's not try and dodge something just because we don't like the point that was made because it was damaging to our claims and assertions.
Right.
This is adult communication, and people don't even recognize it as such. They're just gonna.
It's foreign to most people.
Yeah, they don't value it enough to even practice it.
It's foreign.
Again, we got to come up with that scoring system, man.